Good morning, children. Children, today we'll be starting fiscal deficit. But before I'll be starting fiscal deficit, children, I just wanted to give you a brief introduction or a brief overview of the topic. Now, every government, in every economy, there is a government, we all know, and every government has to perform a variety of functions. The government has to regulate the economy, it has to guide the economy, it has to promote the economic activities of the economy. So in order to perform all these activities, that is to regulate, to guide, to promote the economy, in order to perform all these activities in the economy, they have to spend a lot of amount. That is what is known as expenditure of the government. We have also seen this in the previous chapters, children, where we studied the tools of fiscal policy, public revenue, public expenditure, and public debt. So we all are aware of this term, that is public expenditure. So government does this expenditure in order to perform various activities of its economy. Now, in order to perform these activities, there are many taxes and other types of revenue of the government which helps the government to perform these activities. If these revenues, that is, if we are talking of revenue over here, we can say that if these revenue, now when we say revenue over here, we are referring to both, children, the tax revenue and the non-tax revenue, right? It is in your book also. So we are referring to both tax revenue collection and non-tax revenue also. If they are all not enough, that is the tax revenue, amount of tax revenue and non-tax revenue, if they are all not enough, then a government resorts to borrowing to finance its activities, right? So we are coming to fiscal policy. Now here comes the concept of fiscal deficit. This is what is our topic for today. Here comes the concept of fiscal deficit. Now fiscal deficit indicates the excess of government expenditure over receipts except borrowing. This is a definition. This is the definition of fiscal deficit. Your book says, children, I hope you have your books. So your book says that fiscal deficit is the excess of total expenditure of the government over its revenue and capital receipts excluding borrowings. If I will elaborate this definition, it means it is trying to say that fiscal deficit of the government is the excess of its expenditure over its revenue receipts and capital receipts except borrowing. That means we are separating borrowing somewhere, right? Now, again, the formula that is given in your book, it says that fiscal deficit is equal to total budgetary expenditure minus revenue receipts minus capital receipts excluding borrowing. Again, we are separating the borrowings. If you remember that when we studied the components of budget, we have studied all these components, and we know that budget has two accounts. We have revenue account and the capital account. Revenue account comprises of revenue receipts and revenue expenditure, and capital accounts comprises of capital receipts and capital expenditure. And we also know that revenue accounts is a non-redeemable account and capital account is a redeemable account. What does it mean? It means that government has the obligation. In case of revenue account, government has no obligation to pay it back. But in case of capital account, government has the obligation of paying it back, right? So when we talk about a capital account, when we are talking about the revenue receipts of the government, we are referring to both. That is, the total expenditure of the government is comprising of all the incomes, right? We are talking about revenue receipts also, we are talking about capital receipts also. But in capital receipts, we are excluding borrowing, right? So let us take a few more things then so that we can make the concept more clear. Sometimes we may misunderstand that the two important items that are there in the budget are total expenditure and total revenue. right? Sometimes we don't understand the difference between the total revenue and total receipts, or we do not catch the importance of total revenue and total receipts. Here again I say that sometimes we may misunderstand that the two important items in the budget are total expenditure and total receipts. No, rather the two important items are total expenditure of the government and total receipts, not total revenue, children, right? So in a budget there are two items, and these two items will be set equal, and this is referred to in your book also, right? If you see the book, you can see the book also. I'll be dealing with the book in a short while when I'll be describing you this entire phenomena of fiscal deficit. What is it all about? Now, regarding total expenditure that we are talking about, that is, total expenditure is the overall expenditure of the government. There is no complications in studying what is total expenditure. It is the overall expenditure of the government. So, regarding total expenditure, we know that all expenditure of the government during a year comes under it, right? The entire expenditure. But in the case of total receipts, we should carefully identify various components of it. That is the components of total receipt. Now, here we can say that the components of total receipts are tax revenue, children, non-tax revenue, loan repayment to the government, all right, loan repayment to the government, disinvestment revenue. Now disinvestment you have studied in the liberalization chapter, privatization chapter. Disinvestment is when the government sells its public sector enterprises to the private sector. The money comes after selling the public sector enterprise to a private sector is the disinvestment proceed, children, right? So this is also a part of revenue receipts, right? And borrowing of the government. Taken together, these all comprise of revenue receipts of the government. Now, it is easy to recognize over here that borrowings can be termed as a receipt, right? Now, here comes the difference, the important difference between a revenue income, revenue or revenue receipt, right? When we are saying revenue, when we are referring to revenue as an income, we cannot say that borrowings of the government, they are income, because they are redeemable, they are to be given back, they bear an obligation for the government, the government has to pay it back. So they are only receipts, they are not income of the government. So here what we are saying, that it is easy to recognize that borrowings can be termed as a receipt. Government is indeed receiving it, right? But it is not revenue for the government. So the term total receipt is used. This is why in this phenomena, in this entire illustration, the term total receipt is used rather than total revenue to include borrowing. In order to incorporate borrowing also, we are using the term total receipt and not total revenue. All right. Now, if you want to see it in the book, you must have your books also, children. Your book says that fiscal deficit therefore is a measure of excess expenditure over what may be termed as government's own income. Again, the same thing, government's own income is the one which government has no obligation to pay back, and that means we are referring to tax revenue, non-tax revenue and some part of capital receipts. And in capital receipts we are referring to only the recovery of loans and advances and also the disinvestment proceed, right? So this is overall income of the government, right? Now if we refer to the table, I'll be showing you with the help of table the rest of the phenomena so that you can understand it well, children. Alright, children. So let us continue with this data that is given in your book. What we see in the book over here is that I told you that fiscal deficit is the measure of excess expenditure over what is known as government's own income. I explained you that what do we mean by government's own income? That is the income which is not redeemable, right? Which has not to be given back by the government to anybody. Now in this income, what are the components? Revenue receipts, Now if we say revenue receipts, we mean to say revenue receipts over here, children, in the table that is given. Now revenue receipts has two components, tax revenue receipts and non-tax revenue receipts. All right, so this is revenue receipts. Then again plus we add it, recovery of loans. Now this comes under the capital receipts over here, recovery of loans. You can see that is the fifth one, the fifth entry in the table. And then and other receipts under capital receipts. Now other receipts is the sixth one. So what are the numbers that we are taking in? Revenue receipts 1, that is the sub numbers 2 and 3. Then fourth, capital receipts, under it recovery of loans and other receipts. These are to be termed as government's own income, children. All right, these are government's own income. So in the revised budget, they say estimates of India for the year 2019 and 20, fiscal deficit amounted to rupees. Now here you will have to be careful. It is amounted to rupees 7,66,846 crore. All right. If you wanted to see, I will not show it right now so that it's a climax for you all. All right. Now in the bracket, what we see, they say that is total expenditure. Now total expenditure, if you refer to the table over here, is this, children. This is the amount of total expenditure, 26,98,552. This is the total expenditure of the government, of the budget for the year 2019 and 20. Now, then again they are talking about the income. From the total expenditure, you will be subtracting values of revenue receipts plus recovery of loans plus other receipts. All right. If we take these values together over here, right? If we make a note of them, these values over here, children. Now they say revenue receipts. If we take revenue receipts, they are over here 18,50,101. All right, 18,50,101. Then recovery of loans in the capital receipts, that is equal to 16,605. All right, and then plus other receipts, that is equal to 65,000. All right, so I'll sum up all these values together. 5 plus 1 6, 0, 6 plus 1 7, 6 5 11, 5 1 6 7, 7 and 6 13, 3, carry over 1, 8 plus 1 9 and 1. So this is equal to 19,31,706, right? Now if we see the expenditure of the government, that is equal to 26,98,552, right? This is the expenditure of the government and this is the revenue of the government. Now what happens that if we see it over here, so we are adding all these three values. All right, this is the income of the government and this is the expenditure. If we subtract this value, that is 26,98,552, right? And we subtract the value 19,31,706. 6, 4, 7, 6, 6, 7. This is the amount that comes, children. I hope you are understanding it. This is the total expenditure of the government and this is the total receipts of the government excluding borrowing, children, because we have not taken up borrowing over here, right? ठीक है, तो अब हम क्या देख पा रहे हैं that this is the amount which is coming in the form of receipts of the government, that is equal to the difference that is coming. in the expenditure and receipt is equal to 7,66,746. Now if you come to the table, so here is the climax. This amount is equal to the borrowings and other liabilities of the government, and this is why we are subtracting borrowing from the fiscal deficit, from the total receipts of the government. Do you get it? I hope you are catching. Again, you can see it from the other perspective also, that total expenditure is equal to 26,98,552. और अगर हम यहाँ भी देखें तो ये बराबर है, तो इसके हिसाब से तो बजट बैलेंस हो गया, because receipts are also same and this expenditure is also, then the budget is equal, it is a balanced budget. लेकिन because we have to exclude this 7th column, that is borrowings and other liabilities, this borrowings and other liabilities when subtracted, there is a deficit equal to the amount of borrowing in the budget. This is what is about fiscal deficit. So children, what is all about fiscal deficit? What is fiscal deficit actually is all about? What we can sum up like that fiscal deficit is defined as all expenditures minus total receipts except borrowing. ये हमारी definition है जिसको हम बार बार कह रहे हैं. इसी बात को हमने बार बार अपनी टेबल से प्रूव करा है, और हमने हम किस कंक्लूजन पर पहुंचे, that actually fiscal deficit represents the total borrowing requirements of the central government. I repeat myself, that fiscal deficit represents the total borrowing requirements of the central government. Most importantly, fiscal deficit indicate the financial health of the budget and that of government, right? For both. It is indicating the health of the budget also, financial health also, and the health of the government also. That in what financial status the government and the budget is. That means higher the deficit, higher is the requirement of the borrowing of the government. इस बात को हम एक छोटे से एग्जाम्पल से भी, ये तो बहुत बड़ी बड़ी फिगर्स थी, हम इसको ऐसे भी समझ सकते हैं. अगर आप देखना चाहें तो मैं इसको एक छोटी सी टेबल से भी, आपको एक छोटे से वैल्यूज से भी आपको इस बात को समझाती हूँ, जिसको कि आपको मैं अपने कॉपी पर दिखाऊंगी. So till now children, we are again and again saying that fiscal deficit is defined as the total expenditure, I am just using the abbreviations, minus all the total receipts of the government, right? Except borrowing. All right, this is the definition of fiscal deficit. All right, now if we take an example, suppose total expenditure we give value is equal to rupees 100 children. All right, with a small value we'll understand, and total receipts of the government, they are also equal to rupees 100. All right, now this 100 is including, it is included borrowing. In this 100 borrowings are also included. All right, of rupees 20. I hope I am clear. Total expenditure is equal to 100 rupees. Total receipts of the government is equal to rupees 100. But this 100 is incorporating borrowing of rupees 20 of the government. Right. Now, if we put these values into the same formula, that is fiscal deficit, is equal to total expenditure minus total receipts except borrowings, the same thing. All right, then this is equal to 100 minus 100 minus 20. This is how we are putting the values. अब अगर हम इसको सिंप्लीफाई करने की कोशिश करें तो what we presume that before 100 there is no sign. So if there is no sign, then it is understood that there is a sign of plus over here, right? So हम इसको यहाँ पर लिखेंगे is equal to 100, then minus, again इसके आगे कोई साइन नहीं है. अगर हम मैथमेटिकली लें तो हम इसको प्लस प्रिज्यूम कर रहे हैं, प्लस 100 हो गया, इसके आगे 20 के आगे माइनस है, हमने इसको 20 कर दिया. अब हमने कहा प्लस 100 माइनस प्लस माइनस क्या होता है, मल्टीप्लाइंग हम करते हैं प्लस माइनस को, तो इज इक्वल टू माइनस 100, ऑलरेडी माइनस का साइन है, 20 कर दिया, तो क्या हो गया 100 कैंसिल हो गया, व्हाट इज लेफ्ट इज 20. सो दिस 20 डिनोट्स द बोरोइंग, एक्सक्लूडिंग बोरोइंग कह रहे थे, दिस इज द बोरोइंग ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. सो अगेन फिस्कल डेफिसिट क्या हो गया, इट शोज द बोरोइंग रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द government. So with the help of this small example, I have tried to explain you that entire phenomena which is there already in your book with the help of table. All right children, so coming to the last part of this session, we have come to the implication of fiscal deficit. As already told you, implication का क्या मतलब हुआ, that implication means that fiscal deficit is the outcome of something. If fiscal deficit is the outcome of the shortfall of receipts of the government, right, equal to the amount of borrowings. तो इसका असर हम कहाँ देखेंगे, that we'll be seeing. Your book says that fiscal deficit is the key indicator of budgetary deficit in India. Budgetary deficit means overall budget में जो deficit है उसका सबसे बड़ा इंडिकेशन जो हमें मिलता है वो फिस्कल डेफिसिट से मिलता है, ठीक है. दैट इज इट शोज द अमाउंट ऑफ रिसोर्स गैप ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट, राइट. देन इट इज अ कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव मेजर ऑफ फिस्कल इम्बैलेंस इन द इकोनॉमी. नाउ फिस्कल इम्बैलेंस का मतलब हो गया दैट द फ्यूचर loan obligations of, there is a mismatch between the future loan obligations of the government and the streams of revenue of the government, that is they are not matching. जो obligations गवर्नमेंट के फ्यूचर में है लोन पे बैक करने के और उनको मीट करने के लिए जो रेवेन्यू स्ट्रीम्स है वो मैच नहीं कर रही, दैट इज द फिस्कल इम्बैलेंस इन द इकोनॉमी. सो उसको मेजर करने के लिए हम फिस्कल डेफिसिट को स्टडी करते हैं. Again, it says it measures the total resource gap of the government, that government is lagging behind. How much government is lagging behind in its resources? It indicates the extent to which the government is living beyond its means. ये सारी बातें आपने कही. It shows the total borrowing. ये implication important है, इसको आप underline भी कर सकते हैं अपने books में. That it shows the total borrowing requirements of the government from all sources. अब यहाँ पे जो सोर्सेज इन्होंने दे रखे हैं, अगर आप अपने कैपिटल रिसिप्ट्स के पार्ट में जाएंगे जो कि आपकी बुक के पेज नंबर 326 पे, तो वहाँ पे इन्होंने देखिए सेकंड हेड से दे रखा है मार्केट लोन्स, स्पेशल डिपॉजिट्स, स्मॉल सेविंग्स, प्रोविडेंट फंड्स, एक्सटर्नल असिस्टेंस. ये सब लोन के सोर्सेज हैं जिनको कि यहाँ पर मेंशन करा गया है. मार्केट लोन्स फ्रॉम ऑल फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस, पब्लिक बोरोइंग्स अंडर वेरियस स्मॉल सेविंग स्कीम्स एंड देन बोरोइंग्स फ्रॉम द RBI. Now, whenever government resolves to take loan from the RBI will print the currency, new currency for the government. That is how the deficit is met by the government. जब भी government RBI से लोन लेगा, RBI उसको न्यू करेंसी को प्रिंट करके देती है. This is how the fiscal deficit is met by the government. So it means a large fiscal deficit implies a large amount of borrowings. एक चीज हो गया. इसका दूसरा असर क्या हुआ, that the government has to borrow to meet its deficit. This increases the liability of the future liability of the government in the form of payment of not only the principal amount but also the amount of principal. किस चीज़ का बर्डन बढ़ता जा रहा है फ्यूचर में, प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट ही नहीं पे करना है बल्कि सरकार को अमाउंट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट भी उसके साथ क्या होता जाएगा, पे करना होगा. अगेन क्या होगा, गवर्नमेंट को उस इंटरेस्ट अमाउंट को पे करने के लिए फिर से लोन लेना पड़ेगा, अगेन बोरोइंग. सो व्हाट विल बी द आफ्टर इफेक्ट ऑफ इट, क्या हो जाएगा, इसकी वजह से रेवेन्यू डेफिसिट हो जाएगा. रेवेन्यू डेफिसिट कैसे हो जाएगा, क्योंकि रेवेन्यू डेफिसिट में अगेन हमारा जो एक्सपेंडिचर है उस पर बर्डन बढ़ेगा. हम उस एक्सपेंडिचर में इस इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट के अमाउंट को भी इनकॉर्पोरेट करेंगे और ये जो बर्डन है वो वहाँ शिफ्ट हो जाएगा. तो ना केवल फिस्कल डेफिसिट रह जाएगा बल्कि रेवेन्यू डेफिसिट भी इंटेंसिफाई चीज़ें होती जाएंगी, ठीक है. सो दिस में इंक्रीज द रेवेन्यू डेफिसिट, दिस में लीड टू मोर बोरोइंग्स एंड मोर इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट. तो ये चलता रहेगा. Therefore, the government is required to borrow more to pay interest and repay old loans. होगा क्या, this is what is known as debt trap. सरकार किसमें फंस जाएगी, एक कर्जों के ट्रैप में फंस जाएगी. This is the outcome, ultimate outcome of this fiscal deficit. That is why it is important to reduce the fiscal deficit for the smooth functioning of the economy. Then high fiscal deficit generally leads to wasteful and unnecessary expenditure by the government. सरकार क्या कर रही, ये जो एक्सपेंडिचर है इसको अगर अनप्रोडक्टिव कंजम्पशन पर्पसेस पे खर्च कर रही है, इट विल लीड टू वेस्टफुल एक्सपेंडिचर ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. ये हो गया. जो इसका लास्ट इफेक्ट होगा, इसकी वजह से अगर ये वेस्टफुल एक्सपेंडिचर गवर्नमेंट का होगा, अनप्रोडक्टिव होगा, कंजम्पशन एक्सपेंडिचर्स को मीट करने के लिए करा जाएगा, तो क्या होगा, अ लार्ज फिजिकल डेफिसिट में लीड टू inflationary pressure in the economy. Purchasing power of the people will increase, they will demand more, that will lead to inflation in the economy. And this is over for the fiscal deficit, children. Right? Thank you. God bless.